Welcome back. We're doing take two since my recorder crapped out on me and I had the other one deleted on accident. Just to reiterate how important communication is. Our core uses Discord with our own server set up in such a way that during strategy sessions the communication is open, and then when we get to the part where we issue orders, and so there's typically one or two leaders for each White Star, depending on how many people are participating, and the people that are doing strategy talk openly and toss ideas back and forth. But when we see something pop up on our orders, we just follow them. We can make our concerns known, but they're just followed. We don't argue. The win or the loss is up to the guy in charge, and we do that willingly. It works. It's part of the reason a command structure in the military exists in the first place. If you don't communicate, you make mistakes. This other team made several. We made a couple, but they made several, and that's why they lost. The first one being this battleship with Delta Shield increases their speed. We just call them assassins because they're usually carrying mass battery and they give us a bunch of headaches. And we do the same to the opposing team. So it's all fair. He crosses this sector, and without checking the time machine, a miner runs into that sector thinking that they would be safe. He starts his move into the sector, and let's see if he has a good excuse. Nope, he sure doesn't. He should have seen it in the time machine that was suicide. He moves his miner into the sector, and they eventually see what they did wrong, but it's too late. The both one battleship backs off, another one teleports in, wasting a mod. Another one uses barrier, wasting another mod, and they lose their first ship to the computer. I mean, I'm not really sure what they do on a regular basis, but that's it's embarrassing for them to do that. Excuse the cough. I'm a habitual smoker and constantly having to clear my throat. Um, their their assassin did a really good job of tying up a lot of our resources. At the end of the day, saved all our support ships, so it didn't really matter that he was back there, other than as a distraction. That would have been a good opportunity for them to push their advantage. We got six battleships up there with no way to backtrack and get back to the front line. So what we ended up doing is have our assassins press the attack for us to keep them distracted and have them react to us instead of us react to them. We ended up taking out quite a few. I see one, two miners. Let's see what the final count was. I see two miners there. I think a third one pops in before he dies. Yeah, so he got two of them and basically continued to distract them. So good job. Our other assassin just kind of he caused a lot of ruckus, but mostly just a distraction. He didn't get any or not very many kills in this match, which is fine. Sometimes the distraction is worth the effort. We had one clever bit of trickery up here on our part, some good communication and time machine management. Let's see, the battleship runs up and passes him, lets him go by until he's just out of range, and we were gonna lock him up regardless, but we waited until we heard from our core member in charge of this ship to wake up. Once they woke up and checked the chat, kind of looked into some things and reorganized, and we were able to take him out with no issue. We had plans in place to keep him from approaching our ships, and it worked out well. This big battle down here, they made another communication error. This one on the part of the battleship. It had nothing to do with the miner. It was all the battleship's fault. We've got this miner right here heading towards an asteroid, clearly with a rocket inbound right here. And you can see by zooming in that it's going to hit. It's going to hit that asteroid right next to it. And he moves. I don't understand why he did that. I don't know what he was thinking. I don't get it. And then while he was EMP'd, he didn't even barrier. He could have barriered and stopped that rocket from blowing up another miner. I think they lost something like 6 miners and 4 transports. Several of the transports were already loaded, so they lost a ton of relics that they didn't have to. Just lots of mistakes on their part. Bad communication. Not necessarily bad strategy, just bad communication on their part. It can happen, and I'm really afraid of our corporation going up against a group that communicates well. That's going to be the real test. These corporations we face so far seem to have periods where they don't really know what they're getting into, and they don't know how to respond to it. But that's okay. We'll face a good challenge the higher our relic count is. They made one last ditch effort to get our support ships, and it didn't it didn't work out for the assassin. We had some clever trickery going on here as well. We had 2 battleships teleport to where he was at, and then one more make a flyby and EMP him before he landed, stopping him basically. And that was the end of that match. There were lots of rockets being shot, a lot of small skirmishes that didn't end out well in their favor. So far, the only battleships we've lost have been kamikaze on purpose for their strategic value, not because of a mistake on our part. And I believe the count as far as lost support ships is about, I don't think I'm wrong when I say it's about 30 or 40 to 0. We've killed 30 or 40 of their support ships in our 3 matches and lost none. We've been able to protect our back line in each and every case. That was it. I just wanted to run through real quick. We're going to lose this recording tomorrow after the update, and we'll see what our tactics change once we get the new info. But thanks again. We'll see you next time.